Hello. Hello, Facebook. Welcome to Manifestation Bathtub, our weekly show from the bathtub. Today's show is about how to manifest the perfect lover. We've done this show already once before, but it got deleted. So we're going to do it again because everybody really liked it. And today we're using Dr. Teal's soaking bath with pure Epsom salt, detoxify and energize with ginger and clay. Very cool. I love this stuff. It smells really good. I love that there's basically a bubble bath with Epsom salt in it because it's like combining my two favorite things. So let's see, let's get this bath nice and soapy. And invite some friends here. Bring this hot water down a little bit. Kittens will come and join us pretty soon. It's getting foamy. It's getting foamy. What are you guys up to today? Wow. All right, Kit, are you ready? Ooh. Wow, that's cool. It's like, guys, Facebook Live has changed a little bit, huh? Whoa, this is cool. Really cool effects here. Oh my goodness. Ooh, awesome. All right, let's turn this around. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
Hello. Well, it's just me, so we're gonna have to fix that, but this is pretty cool looking. So I'm coming at you today in an Ariel wig because hi Kai, hi Beth. We were gonna have Ariel herself on the show, but she had to go to this morning on a train, so she left her wig and her glitter. And I'm standing in for Ariel today. So let's take this magical effect off. Or maybe let's look at what a couple other of them look like. Oh, and here's Kit. Woo! And his boobs are magically gone. Woohoo! This is kind of cool.
I was sick of wearing a towel, so I decided a little makeup and a little tape.
Oh, this makes me feel like I'm on MTV in 1995. Oh, yeah. This is kind of cool. So today's manifestation bathtub. Let's see who's watching.
Beth.
Kai and Beth, and four other people we can't see.
People we can't see. Oh my gosh, this effect is really cool.
It's kind of cool. It's all new. Like Facebook updated their live.
I was just saying Facebook needs to get some new shit. And,
yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are. We manifested it. So this might get distracting. Today's episode is about.
MTV.
Yeah, right? Today's episode is about manifesting the perfect lover. And we had an episode about this a few weeks ago, and it accidentally got deleted, which is a whole other story. But hey, Lily! Hi! Ew, does that taste good? Oh my God. All right, let's try a different effect. So manifesting the perfect lover. Ooh, that's creepy. Ooh, man, you guys are just having so much fun with this. All right, I promise I'll stop. I'll stop in just a second. I just need to check out these new effects and see what they look like. I'm sure you guys are super interested in this too. Ooh, old-timey. Okay, that one's interesting. Okay. All right. All right, almost done. Almost done. Ooh, good God. Okay, that is disgusting. You are disgusting. but also really funny, and I love you.
Definitely attracting the perfect lover who calls me disgusting.
All right, let's just turn that off. We're gonna lose our viewers. Okay, we're done. How are you getting the filters? Well, Beth, you go on live, and at the bottom of the screen, there's a little magic wand, and you just press the magic wand, and then the filters appear. Does that taste bad?
No.
Oh yeah, I guess it doesn't.
Makes sense.
Still don't want it coming out of my mouth. Magic! Okay, manifesting the perfect lover. Let's talk about it, because Kit, this is your area of
This is my
expertise.
area of expertise. And the reason it's my expertise is because,
Hey, Susanna. Hi, Audrey.
Hi, Audrey. Are you
This
on
is
the,
you living here in
are you on the
spirit right
train?
now.
Are you on the train right now?
Aw, we wish you could have gotten in the bathtub with us. I'm sorry we didn't have time. Okay, so it's your area of expertise.
The reason it's my area of expertise is because, you know, I've always wanted a true
Hi, Tanya.
love. A true love my whole life. Always wanted a true love. It was the most important thing to me. And coincidentally, I always got dumped. Like, I've never dumped anybody. I've been probably dumped by 13, 14 people. Always dumped and always devastated. And the last time I got dumped wasn't you, the person before you. I was so devastated that I realized that I was, you know, I didn't even want to live anymore, because it was so important for me to have a lover that I just wanted someone else to complete me so bad. And what happened is I went to a tarot card reader, because I was like, you know, I'm going to just start living for me a little bit. So I went to a tarot card reader, and they said, you are the most fucked up person I have ever read for. Like, you are certifiably fucking crazy. And this certifiably fucking crazy pattern is going to repeat in your life over and over and over and over again until you finally do the work on yourself and you get okay being alone. And I was like, and I said, so what happens after I do the work? And they said, after you do the work, there is this amazing, like, the best thing on the other side. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And it was not easy. I did about 6 months of deep transformative work, and I showed up about 6 months later in the tarot card, at the tarot card reader, with my soulmate, and they were like, oh my God, I've never seen somebody do this work so fast and so deeply, to have it just turn around into something so amazing. And this is my favorite thing. I love sharing with people what to do. And so what you gotta do to manifest a lover?
Aw, Beth, I remember when Rosie met you, she was in love immediately. It's true. Beth was there for the whole thing.
You wanna know why?
Beth saw me every day at that time, because we were working together.
You wanna know why I was so lovable? It's because I love myself. And that's really the key. If you can't love yourself,
how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen in here?
If you can't love yourself, how the fuck is someone else gonna love you?
Now let the music play. But seriously, folks,
if you can't love you, why do you expect someone else to be caught up in that shit?
Yeah.
So
amen, says Tanya.
You ever know?
Amen, says Kai.
So you ever notice when you're having a really bad day?
Gay men, says Daisy.
You attract even more bad situations, even more people to just poop on you. But when you're having a good day, that's when you walk in. This happened to me today, actually. You walk into your 24-hour fitness. You're gonna go lift some weights, and there's this like lesbian looking at you with cute hair, and she goes, "You're cute." That happened to me today, actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was gonna text you about it.
I love that. I love it when people flirt with my man wife.
You do, don't you?
It makes me really happy. It's really fun.
So you might be asking, how do I do this? How do I do this?
Tanya actually just has a really good comment. She said, I attracted the people who didn't love themselves too. So that's a huge part of this, is that when you don't love yourself, misery loves company, you attract other people who don't love themselves as well. And it's kind of like you feed into each other's self-negating tendencies. That's going to be the gentle way of saying it. But yeah, if you really truly love yourself, you become your own soulmate.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can't help but attract somebody else who's in that same place in their life.
Hi, Jessie.
Hey,
Hi,
Allie. Hi, Jessica.
So here's the thing. You always attract your match.
Mm-hmm.
If you are in a self-deprecating...
Cheese! Weatherfield.
Doormat kind of place, then you're going to attract somebody who walks all over you and kind of puts you down.
Yeah.
If you are a big-ass bitch and you're always putting somebody down, you're going to attract a weak person who can't stand up for themselves and is always reliant on you.
Yeah, and I have to say one of the biggest things that I feel in my experience is an important thing to lay down as the foundation of any new relationship, whether you're just going on one date with this person or you're continuing something, is to find out
But what happens when you love a fixer-upper?
oh, Carmen, we'll get to that. Is to find out if that person has how much importance they place on their self-care, on whatever they're passionate about in their lives, whatever they love in their life, and how important are their relationships to them, how friendly are they with their exes. Like, all of this stuff is really important, laying the groundwork for new relationships. So because if that's not established in the very beginning, that both of you place a huge emphasis on self-care and on relationship building and all of this stuff, you can't evolve together.
Yeah.
Right? Kit and I've changed a lot since we've been together in the last 5 years. A lot. We used to be a lesbian couple.
Now look at us. I got tape on my
If that says anything, hi, Pyle! Oh, I
kinda
miss
odd.
you so much. So Pyle knew us when we first got together too.
True.
She was my massage client, and
true.
she was there for the whole beginning of that relationship. Hi, Genshin! Oh my gosh, so many people watching.
So cool.
So
I told you it would be a hit.
yeah, so here's
Everybody
the
loves
thing
love, baby.
is that we've evolved and we've allowed each other space for our own personal evolutions, and we've grown in very different directions, but we still have maintained that basis of loving each other throughout the whole thing.
And
So
why can
you
we love each
can't
other?
you can't fall in love with a static person, because people don't stay the same forever. So that's one of the biggest important things to remember.
You also
Aw.
can't fall in love with a bucket with a hole at the bottom.
Right. Somebody who hears words of affirmation or love
And
and
just drain right
drain
out.
and lets it drain out the bottom. They hear it, but they don't accept it. They hear it, but they don't take it in. It's like a bucket with a hole at the bottom. One of our good friends made that reference the other day, and it felt very appropriate for certain situations and certain friends of ours that we've known. So how to manifest the perfect lover? Carmen asked, what if you love a fixer-upper?
Fixer-upper? And my questions for you, Carmen, are: do you always love fixer-uppers? Is that a common pattern?
And what areas of your own life might need some fixing up in?
The other thing is, if you always love a fixer-upper, does a part of you believe that you're only lovable if you're taking care of somebody else?
Yeah.
Or do you believe that you can be completely loved and you don't have a hole at the bottom of your bucket that says, the only way that this hole can be plugged, the only way it can be filled up with love, is if I'm actively helping, actively giving to somebody else?
Hi, Alina.
Can you plug that hole and say, I'm worthy of love, without having to do stuff for other people?
Mm-hmm.
I'm worthy of love just as I am as myself.
And can I tell you guys a secret?
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
I used to love a fixer-upper too. That's how I got Kit.
I was not a fixer-upper when you started dating me.
Here's what I'm saying, is that there's a reason why we were attracted to each other. Yes, you were doing great on your own when we met. However, Carmen, that's my tendency too, is to automatically start dating somebody and then taking care of them. So at that time, Kit lived a lifestyle that was very minimal, that was very, how should we say, casual. And I immediately started doing things for him, like his laundry and cleaning his kitchen and being like, why don't you want a trash can? Let me buy you a trash can.
And I was in this place where I was
Caretaking.
like, I'm fine without a trash can. I'm okay using
Right.
a grocery bag. And you came in and you're like, you're not gonna, you gotta fix this.
So here's the thing.
What happened was,
I have a pattern in my life of only feeling validated when I'm able to serve somebody or take care take care of somebody, like mother them basically. And wherever that comes from, it's there, right? Recognizing that pattern, bringing it into the light, shining a light on it, and being like, oh wait, maybe that's not a healthy relationship dynamic, and maybe I don't need to feel validated by taking care of somebody, and that there are other ways to feel validated in a relationship. That is the important thing, is you don't necessarily have to change immediately, but you have to recognize what your patterns are and be aware of them as they're happening and acknowledge whether they're healthy for the relationship or not.
And so it's also believing that you're worthy of love beyond giving the acts of service. And so what happens when...
See what she says there. She says
there's a feeling of fulfillment when fulfilling others. The truth is, if you aren't always getting filled up, then you're constantly dumping out for others.
Yeah.
It's true, yes.
So you definitely have to make sure... no one wants to have sex with their mother, Meg. Yes,
it's true.
Exactly. True. Once you start mothering for somebody, that sex life is gonna go downhill real fast.
Right.
And no mother wants to have sex with their child. God, that sounds disgusting, but it's true. Like if you're always taking care of your partner, you start to resent that fact a little bit, and you start to feel like, why can't you do your own fucking laundry? Well, like they can, obviously. You don't just do it for them.
Is that if you're not doing your own laundry, you're not taking care of your own self. You've got you got two scales. They're even. This person is fine with how they are. This person is fine with how they are. And then when somebody decides that they need to pour into the other person to fix them, what actually happens is that they get weaker, and they are told that there's something not right with them, and they get a little weaker and weaker.
And the other person gets a high off of having that power.
But now all of a sudden, they're up here and they're holding all this weight of having to take care of the other person. What happens? It's just a totally uneven relationship.
Yeah.
So what's the best thing that you can do? If you're a fixer-upper, I am, say no, I'm not a fixer-upper. I'm fine with how I am. Don't do my laundry. Don't do my dishes. Like, lay the fuck off. And the other person is like, you know what? They gotta say, yes, you are fine the way you are.
Off a little bit.
You're strong. You're not a fixer-upper. I see you as a perfect whole human being who can do things for yourself.
Yeah.
And
it's a balancing act, you guys.
Balancing act.
It takes dedication. It takes patience. It takes both of you willing to look at your own shit over and over again. Meg says, I'm so glad you two got this shit way younger than I did. P.S. I was a fixer. Oh, Meg, yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is like, this tends to be a pretty common theme in a lot of relationships, you guys. And if you don't catch it and talk about it early on, it could be a death sentence.
So
I've seen it be a death sentence for relationships many, many times.
People who are fixer-uppers, your tendency is to ask for someone to do something and then go and do it before they even get the chance to do it. What's a fixer-upper's tendency?
Is to allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Is to basically
kind of
just
sink back and kick
your feet up and allow it to happen without saying anything. Until it's ready to blow up. But let's get back to the topic at hand here. So how to manifest the perfect lover.
First, it's identifying the patterns within yourself.
Identify the patterns that need to be illuminated. I'm not going to say they need to be fixed, but they need to be illuminated. You need to be aware of them. And sometimes you can't always be aware of them on your own. Sometimes it takes your friends pointing it out to you, a therapist, a coach.
Someone who's been through it, someone who's seen the patterns in their own self, someone who doesn't hate themselves for having those patterns. So if you're working with somebody who hates themselves for having those patterns, they're going to project onto you and they're going to hate you. So someone who's okay with their shadows and can work with you in your shadows.
Yeah, and Lindsay Martin just made a good comment. She said, being disabled, I do need help quite often, and it takes a strong, caring person to. Lindsay, that is a whole other dynamic right there, is that if you are physically disabled, your relationship dynamics have to take on their own, completely own flavor. And the topic of codependency has to be renegotiated for your relationship because you do need physical care. Whereas Kit, on the other hand, is not disabled at all and can care for himself perfectly. So that's why it's an unhealthy dynamic in our relationship. For someone else's relationship like yours, What I would suggest looking at more deeply would be the emotional aspect of the caretaking codependency stuff.
Well, and the other thing about the disability is how often do you use your disability as a way to take away your strength? And how often do you see yourself as somebody who's disabled versus somebody who has strengths in different areas where you can pick up and be amazing?
So I guess that's a really good point, is just to always come back to how you can highlight what your strengths are instead of always coming back to highlighting the disabilities, and focusing on that. That's part of the law of attraction thing, is always highlighting the positive, and it's not ignoring the negative, but it's more like making the most out of what your strengths are. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so manifesting the perfect lover is illuminating the areas of your life where you might need to work on some relationship dynamics, being your own soulmate. So by illuminating these things and working on them, you can start to fall in love with yourself.
Yeah.
When you fall in love with yourself, other people start to see that light around you. What else do we have?
So you got to fall in love with yourself without the reflection of others.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what that means is fall in love with yourself without having to do things for others. Fall in love with yourself without needing validation from others. Fall in love with yourself without needing someone else to show you love. Fall in love with yourself without needing people to like you on Facebook. Other ways.
Yeah. Fall in love with yourself no matter what you look like, and know that you are on a journey and that your physical body will change during that journey, and no matter what, you have to find love for it. Yeah. Aging is a process. Getting or losing disabilities, different diseases, illnesses, accidents, all that stuff. Life throws stuff at us, and it will change your relationship with yourself, and learning how to roll with those changes and always maintain that level of self-love is really important.
So one of the things, I work with people who are looking for soulmates and have just manifested bad relationship after bad relationship, or breakup after breakup after breakup. And the one thing that really, really gets them is they say, I just want someone to hold me. I just want to feel held. I just want someone to snuggle me at night. I just need somebody else. And that whole energy of neediness is literally what is repelling a potential partner.
Yeah. So how do you work with that?
How do you work with that? Well, at the height of my best self-care, and when I was really just falling, like on a journey of falling in love with myself, before I would go to bed, I would either take a bath or take a shower. Either take a bath or take a shower. Always use something special in the bath. Always make sure I was moisturized when I went to bed. I had really clean sheets, really, really nice sheets. I would set my bedroom up in a way that felt like really special. And when I went to bed, I would just find the things to appreciate about being with myself. Like the feeling of my feet in the water. Like I really love that feeling. That gives me a similar feeling to feeling cuddled and feeling like excited. Feeling really soft, clean sheets. Remember those purple sheets I had?
Those are the best.
Those are the best.
Can I give a recommendation?
Stepping into those, and then hold on.
Yeah.
And then when you get into bed, just like really slip into bed in that way that's like, oh, this feels so good, and forget that there's nobody else there with you.
Yeah.
Because if you're not there with you at all times, nobody can be there with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's your recommendation?
A friend of mine just recently told me about an Ayurvedic technique called Abhyanga, and it's this nightly massage that you give yourself. It's just little circular motions around all your joints and all over your skin, and you could either use sesame oil, jojoba oil, coconut oil, and you basically rub yourself all over your whole body. before you go to bed. And you can always rinse it off, take a bath or a shower afterwards and get rid of it.
Really naked right now.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, kids' boobs are taped down, so don't flag this video. There's no nips.
If you flag this video, you're done. You're done anyways.
Whatever. Anyway, so Abhyanga massage is a really great way to show yourself some love before you go to bed. And you know, Lindsay made a couple comments here that I just want to scroll back to. She said, be with me, but I show my appreciation so much, and on my good days surprise them with something special like a massage or favorite dinner. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then she also said, yes, I'm learning to love myself all over again. I'm moving into my own place. I'm so excited about doing everything on my own. Lindsay, that's awesome. By the way, and Lindsay, I noticed you tune in a lot to our little videos, and I'd love to catch up with you on the phone, because me and Lindsay went to high school together, so we really haven't like talked. We've talked a couple times since then, but not a lot. So I want to hear what else is going on with you.
And Myrna Berquist, that's your sister Mariah.
Yeah, hey Mariah, Myrna, whatever you want to be called. That's your Facebook name. Okay.
Myrna.
Okay, so one final thing, you guys, that we're going to leave you with before we hop off for manifesting the perfect lover. This is something that Kit did to get me. And we've done this for lots of other things. It's one of our favorite manifestation techniques, is making a list. Make a list of all the things that you would like in a lover. Just like Sandra Bullock did in, what was that movie called? Practical Magic. Remember, guys? She made the list. She said he's gonna wear a star, he can flip pancakes all the way up in the air, he can ride a horse backwards, and all this other stuff, right?
What kind of horse does he ride backwards?
Just a horse. He's like a cowboy.
Oh.
But anyway, and you know, and he got him.
He's
right?
a reverse cowboy.
So here's a little practical magic for you. Kit made a list. Kai says, Alanis Morissette, 21 things I want in a lover. Yes. Exactly, yeah. So Kit made a list that had things like she has to be a healer of some sort, and I'm a massage therapist.
Okay, so here's my list. It was, I wanted somebody who was in the healing arts. Mm-hmm. I wanted somebody who had some sort of connection with their own spirituality, because in my previous lovers I felt a little bit shamed for wanting to connect to like some source of God. Mm-hmm. I wanted somebody who was a healer. I said massage therapist or yoga teacher. I said that I wanted a complete babe. I said total babe. It's okay to say what they want to look like, because
that's important, you guys. If you're going to be with somebody forever, you gotta like the way they look.
You gotta like the way they look, you know? And I'm somebody who likes to take care of my body. I want someone who does the same thing. I wanted somebody who... This was really important, because in my previous lovers, it was not
Kurta did this too, and it worked.
It works.
It's awesome. It works.
You want to write down how they show their love to you.
Right. What is your love language? How do you give and receive love? And how would you like to receive love from others? And what are their love languages? So the love languages is, there's some flaws in that theory, but in general it works really well. So if you don't know what your love language is, I would suggest reading that book. Check it out. It's super interesting, and it can help you understand each other better. If you're already in a relationship and you have a hard time being able to give each other love in the way that you both need, the love languages is very important, because Kit and I actually give and receive love languages in very different ways that don't actually line up. But because I know how he would like to receive love and he knows how I would, we can adapt to that for each other. And you grow to enjoy learning how to communicate in a new love language over time, you know?
So here's the funny thing. That was great.
Hey, Margaret.
That was perfect. Here's the funny thing, is that when I am in my active practice of self-care and self-love, and when I'm just like so whole and complete in who I am, there you go, it's happening right now. Mm-hmm. I get the love language that I want from you.
Touch.
Yes.
And quality time.
But here's the funny thing. When I'm out of alignment with myself, that's when you start aggressively picking up my socks.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's because when you're in your funk, you stop cleaning the house. Because Kit knows that my love language is acts of service and gifts. So when he knows that he wants to make me happy, he'll clean the house while I'm out doing whatever, and I'll come back and there'll be, a sink full of, nothing, because all the dishes are clean and put away. There'll be no laundry on the floor, that kind of thing. And that really does give me a huge sense of love and peacefulness in my mind. It's really important to me. So, and then when I'm in a funk, when I'm not in my vortex, I turn off. Like, I get really introverted. I want to be by myself. I don't like touching people. And I get wrapped up in my own head, which is exactly the opposite of what Kit needs. He needs touch and quality time. So there you go. And Carlton said that is so cool and liberating. All love to you. Thank you. Thank you. So guys, make a list right now. Even if you're in a relationship, of all the qualities that you would like in your lover, make a list. How do they give and receive love? What is meaningful to them? What is important in their lives? Who is important in their life? What do they like? What do they look like?
How do they take care of themselves?
How do they take care of themselves?
How do they affirm you?
Yeah, how do they affirm you? Exactly. So just get as detailed as possible and do a little ritual around this list. Light a candle, read it out loud to yourself every night, and project that list into your future as though that person is waiting for you. You already know them. They're coming to you.
But here's how you project that list into your future. This is the number one thing. You go and you be that list for yourself.
Exactly.
Because if you can't be that list for yourself, nobody can step in and fill that role. Mm-hmm. And in fact, if you are expecting somebody else to fill the hole at the bottom of your bucket, mm-hmm. the hole gets bigger. Mm-hmm. And then you manifest somebody who matches your negative attributes and matches your weaknesses.
Yes.
And it's fucked up.
And that's what we call a cycle or a pattern. And so if you have seen this pattern in your life repeating over and over and over again, you don't know how to fix it, and you're like, God damn it, why do I keep attracting these same types of boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers, whatever? And you're just like, man, you can't see your way out of it. Watch this video again or give us a call. So we're always available for 30-minute strategy sessions if you've never coached with us before. If you want to talk more about this, if you want to dive deep into these patterns with us, just go to our website, thelittlevolcano.com. And there's a little button that says book with us at the top. You can either book a call with me or with Kit. It's free, guys. Like, it's really not a big deal. We'll just hop on the phone with you and we'll workshop it with you. We'll get into details.
Help you spot the things that have been holding you back. Help you spot the patterns that are repeating. We'll give you a few tools for how to undo those patterns. But chances are, like, if you're 300 pounds, you didn't get there overnight, and it takes an undoing of patterns. So if you lived a lifelong pattern of codependency or attracting the same lover, it takes
a 30-minute call is not going to fix it for you, but it could illuminate some things for you.
And it takes just the same amount of effort to unwind patterns as it does to take off 300 pounds. Mm-hmm. And real quick before we go, I just want to celebrate one of my clients. She joined with me. Hi, Lauren. She joined with me six weeks of coaching. I'm not fucking kidding. 6 weeks. And when she joined with me, she was going through a divorce, and it was rough. Like, she called me crying one day when I was in my coaching academy, and it was rough, and it had been rough for about a year. And 6 weeks of coaching with me, she said she just attracted her soulmate. It was right after I said, go delete your Tinder, go delete this, you need to stop looking. Mm-hmm. You need to go and be your own soulmate. Mm-hmm. And she said she literally did that for a week. And this was after 6 weeks of practicing undoing these patterns, but she really snapped together on week 6. She went and did that, and she said, some random person from Facebook, no mutual friends, sent her a message and said, how are we friends on Facebook? And then they decided they wanted to connect. And she said when they saw each other's eyes, she knew it. And She said this is her soulmate. They're so happy. She's just like madly in love. Everything's amazing. It's everything on her list. And this was after 6 fucking weeks of coaching.
Yeah. Pretty cool, guys.
So I'm good at this shit.
Right. So book a call with us. And also one last final thing to let you know is that today is the last day of our early bird special for our yoga adventure in the Canary Islands. It's September 21st to the 26th. It's going to be freaking amazing. We're going to the top of Mount Teed, the world's 3rd largest volcano. And we're going to watch the Milky Way come out from there and have a beautiful ceremony on the autumn equinox. So if you want to join us on this amazing magical adventure, today's the last day to get the early bird price. So check it out, thelittlevolcano.com.
I love you.
And we've got another comment from Angie.
Hi, Angie. To you two every day. I'm hoping the time will come when I'm ready to allow myself to be coached by you. Okay, so if you're hoping
Angie.
the time will come when you're ready,
might be now.
Maybe now.
It's scary, but it's like ripping off a Band-Aid or like ripping off tape you put over your nipples. You gotta just rip that tape off, get the first call over with. And so here's the last, I know we keep saying last thing, you guys, but seriously.
There's so much good shit.
Seriously, here's the thing. Shame, Brené Brown says this, shame is like a Dementor, for those of you who are Harry Potter nerds, and if you're not, you should be. Dementors, they live on people's unhappiness and fear and panic and anxiety. They eat it, and they get bigger and stronger. Dementors are defeated by a particular spell called Expecto Patronum. And when you cast the spell from your wand, Expecto Patronum, you have to put all your happy thoughts into this spell, and then this creature made of pure white light bursts out of the end of the wand, and it's that pure white light of joy and happiness that defeats the Dementor. So Dementors and shame are a similar analogy. You've got these things lurking in the back of your mind that you feel a lot of shame over, right? These patterns, these thoughts, this history of yours, whatever it is. And simply by talking to somebody and having them Expecto Patronum, that shame, that Dementor, it takes the power away immediately, just by bringing it out into the light. So by sharing with somebody, by sharing with a community, and then them accepting you and supporting you no matter what, that is the most powerful shame killer. So, and that's the most powerful way to move forward in your life. And that's what we help people do. We Expecto Patronum their shame Dementors professionally.
There's no shame, there's no judgment. Look at us, we're sitting in a bathtub with titty tape. Naked, hanging out.
Yeah, if you could say there's any more shameless people, I'd like to meet them.
Not our secrets.
Yeah, all right. So guys, have an awesome week. We'll see you next Monday. Whenever we do our card readings, we don't know what day we're doing them yet, but just keep watching out.
Just say, let me know when these people are active or live.
Yeah. Get the notifications, and we'll see you soon.
We always go live on Rosie's account, so friend Rosie and say, let me know when Rosie goes live.
Yep.
And also let us know what was the most awesome thing that you learned today.
Yeah, type it in the comments.
What was the most helpful thing?
Yeah. And what would you like to see coming up next week? Because we're open to topics.
We're full of it.
Bye.
Bye.